Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. These are my sales from 4th of July weekend. The weekend started out very, very slow. Friday and Saturday, I think I had one sale each day, which was pretty sad. And then, thankfully, yesterday, it picked up and I had 6 sales. So, I was really happy about that. Because, everybody complains about the summer slowdown, and it can get really, really frustrating at times, but I'm glad that things finally turned around a little bit on Sunday. We didn't do much around here this holiday weekend. We went and saw fireworks on the 3rd. I don't know why our town does it on the 3rd, but it was really nice. They did it in this big field at my old middle school, and there's a big fence around it, so you can't obviously go into the field, but everyone sits around it, and we were so close that fireworks were literally right above our head, and we could actually feel some of them falling on us as the show was going on. So, very up close and personal. And then on 4th of July, my son had to work night shift, so he couldn't eat with us. My daughter's best friend's mom actually took them to see Spider-Man because they were dying to see it because they're both in love with Tom Holland. And then she took him out to dinner. So, she wasn't hungry when she got back. So I don't even think we did anything on the grill that night because it was kind of pointless. But that was pretty much it. I took my kids out to Reading, PA, like an hour and a half from here. So my son took my daughter to her first concert, and she was very excited. But I didn't feel comfortable with him driving all the way out there by himself because he's only been driving for 2 years, even though he's 23. And it made me nervous. So thank God my best friend lives right outside of Reading, like 15 minutes away from where they were going. So I said, well, I'm going to drive you guys out there, and I'm going to hang out with Aunt Karen, and you guys can go to the concert. And they're like, okay. So that's what we did. And then we hit Waffle House on the way home at like midnight. So my daughter said it was the best night of her whole life. But that was pretty much it. The rest of the weekend, I just hung out and worked. Pretty boring. So let me show you guys what I got. What I sold. Sorry. Let's see. On Friday, this was my only sale. This is a Toy Story mug. I thought this would go pretty fast just because, the 4th movie just came out. But I just picked this up at a rummage sale a couple weeks ago for $1. This is, got Buzz and Woody on it. It is from Hallmark, and I paid $1 for it and sold it for $20 with free shipping. And where is that going? Oh, Texas. Obviously, Texas or California. Where does everything go? Then on Saturday, the only thing I sold that day was this guy. This is a Pac Man mug. Also picked it up at a rummage sale. I think it was $1 or 50 cents. Sold this for $22.99, but amazingly, it's staying in state and going someplace else in Jersey, which I was completely shocked by. So, don't have to pay too much in shipping on him. Then on Sunday, sorry. On Sunday was my big day of sales. I thought I sold 6 things yesterday. Maybe only 5. Might have only been 5. First up is this finished long stitch piece. Probably from the 70s, which I think is really ugly. But somebody out there liked it because they paid $14.99 with free shipping for this. I paid $1 for it. So, I hear a lot of people say, oh, I can't buy things I don't like. I can't buy things that I think are weird or ugly. Those are the things that you really should buy because, number one, you're not going to want to keep them. So, there's no hoarding issues going on with it. And number two, there's always going to be somebody out there that has different taste than you that is going to appreciate it and love it. And you'll find a new home for it. So that's why I buy things that I don't necessarily like. I can appreciate all the work that went into this, but the design itself, I'm not really crazy about. Next is, let's see. Overnight in my husband's store, I sold this little tube of hand cream from Niven Morgan. It's called Gold Hand Cream, 4 ounces. I paid 25 or 50 cents for this at another rummage sale. Sold this for $14.99 with free shipping. And yes, it's going to California. I think the long stitch thing I just showed you, that's going to Kansas. Then I sold this Lenox star ornament. I've had this in the store for a while. But I have noticed this month, as compared to previous months, I have sold a lot more Christmas this month. So like I said in one of my previous videos, this is the time to be getting it up there, because it's in people's minds now with the whole Christmas in July thing. But I can't remember exactly what I paid for this. Probably not more than a couple bucks. And I sold this for $24.99 with free first class shipping. And now I just dropped it on the floor. Oh, good job. That is going to... I don't think that's going to California. Oh no, Arkansas. Also sold this set of mint julep cups that I put up. I've had these over a year, but when I first bought them, I got them like the week before the Kentucky Derby, and I didn't have time to get them up, so I just waited until like a month before it this year, and then put these up, but they didn't sell. No, actually, that's the wrong one. I have to go back in my room and get the other one of these, because this is the one that's sold. I actually have the pair of them. They're from Williams Sonoma Home. So are these. But this set, I paid $1 for each cup, I believe, and I sold these for $20 plus shipping, and those are going to go live in Tennessee. Then next up is this embroidery chart. This is from Handiwork or Handwork Samplers. The treble pin cushion. This is what? Needles and pins, needles and pins. When a man marries, his trouble begins. That's nice. Very nice sentiment. Anyway, this I knew was a chart that, you know, it wasn't one of the common everyday ones. It's probably sold in a higher end embroidery store. So I picked this up for $1 and I sold this for $9.99 plus shipping, and this is going to Massachusetts. Then last but not least, my big sale of the weekend was this guy. This is a buyer's choice caroler figurine. He is the Colonial soldier drummer with the blue coat. They have him with the red coat. I think those are from 1999. This guy is from 2003. There, you can see everything there on the bottom. But I just picked this up the same rummage sale where I got the Toy Story mug at the Catholic school over in Pennsylvania. I paid $15 for him, but I knew that I could make decent money on him, and I sold him yesterday to California, of course, for $75 plus shipping. But I'm going to lose a little on the shipping because it's going all the way to California. Because the problem with shipping is you can't, at least in my experience, you can't charge like max shipping for it to go to California, because then if somebody on the East Coast buys it or in the middle of the country buys it, then they feel like they're getting gypped because they're paying a lot for shipping. So you gotta kind of, you know, ride that middle line and decide, okay, I might make a little in shipping if it sells on the East Coast, and I'm prepared to lose a little in shipping if it goes to the West Coast. So that's what I do. It seems to keep people happier. I do have people on the East Coast sometimes ask me, you know, can you lower your shipping? And I have done that in the past. But I just think it's a better practice to kind of lose a little on the shipping and keep everybody on this side of the country on the East Coast happy, instead of getting horrible feedback. But anyway, the guy who bought him asked like a million questions before he actually bought him. I guess some of the people who collect these are like super, super picky. But, like I said, he sold for $75 plus shipping, and it was funny because I showed it to my husband. My husband went disc golfing yesterday, and he got home, and this thing was sitting like right next to my computer because I had just sold it. And I said, well, I sold this for $75, and he looked at it and he goes, what's wrong with his face? And I go, it's like a whole thing. I said, this company puts out these figurines, and all their faces look like that. He's like, dang. He goes, that'd be scary if you had a whole bunch of those suckers sitting around your house. So, obviously, neither one of us are big fans of buyer's choice, but like I said, personal taste. So, I have to be really careful when I wrap him up because of his hat and his drum and his drumsticks and all that, but thankfully I have some, probably like inch thick foam that my husband brings home from work for me, so that should work well. And I have some auctions ending tonight. Don't know if these things are going to go up any more than where they are now, but I figured I'd show them to you. I got this really pretty etched cigarette case. It's Japanese. Done on both sides. It does have a mark here where one of the flowers is and a mark right here. But other than that, it's in really good shape. I put brass in the title, but I'm not sure if it's brass or it's gold wash because I've seen both on eBay. I've seen them described as both. So, I don't know. I started this one off at 20. I said it might, in the description I said I don't know if it's brass or gold wash. So, I started at 20. Right now it's at $22.50. It has a few watchers on it, so this might go up a little bit. I paid $1 for that, and it's $22.50 plus shipping. And then this goofy little guy, I bought at that same rummage sale where I got the cigarette case, and he has these like goofy eyes. They're kind of cross-eyed, and he's just a little painted metal hunting dog figurine. Paid $1 for him, and right now he is at $15 plus shipping, and he's got a lot of watchers on him too, so he might go up a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. So that is it. I hope everyone had a safe and fun holiday weekend, and hopefully you're not experiencing the summer slowdown. I still have tons of things to list and no motivation, but I'm really trying. But anyway, that is it for this sales update, so I guess I will talk to you guys later. Bye.